Is there any truth to you and Jennifer Hudson?
Well, I'll say, speaking of Chicago, she's a Chicagoan, this amazing human being. I've always been inspired by her. She's one of the most beautiful people I ever met on the planet. Incredible heart, and she's just dope, man.
Everyone warned her, right? Be careful, he never settles. And now the timeline swears the story flipped overnight. Secret arguments, side eyes at courtside, and a ring that never quite appears. But here's the twist. When you strip out the noise and look at what they actually said, the picture changes fast. Let's unpack the whispers, the receipts, and the real timeline without dragging this out. Common didn't hide from his history. He flat out said he used to chase the rush, the early fireworks, the chase, the glow. Therapy taught him that once the shine wore off, he'd hesitate when the real work started. He even described it like a loop. Fall hard, float through the honeymoon, then pull back the moment routine shows up.
Everybody don't need to be in your story. Let them tell it. But he didn't, that was a great relationship.
Tiffany Haddish isn't bothered by the fact that her ex-boyfriend has moved on. The Girls Trip alum breaks her silence on Common's new relationship with Jennifer Hudson.
Owning that pattern mattered because it turned the spotlight inward. Less about the right person, more about whether he could sit with consistency, communicate, and show up when it wasn't all adrenaline. That's not a rumor. Those are his words. It explains why fans side-eye every smile and assume a fade is coming. But it also explains why his recent interviews sound different. Growth changes the story if you let it. They didn't meet on a yacht or in a DM. Work pulled them into the same orbit. Chicago roots, studio sessions, table reads, professional overlaps that turned into inside jokes and easy chemistry.
I don't know, it'd be dope to see two Chicagoans together, but I don't know about that.
How come? I mean, it could be awesome.
It could be. You're right about that.
And you can't confirm if we in a relationship or not because the rumors are talking maybe.
Rumors say a lot of things.
The film Breathe put them on the same call sheets in 2024, and the partnership kept spilling beyond set. Promo stops, music cameos, interviews where the smiles looked less co-star and more something real. By January 22nd, 2024, the winking phase was over. On her stage, with a bouquet and a steady look, he called the relationship his happy place and set the bar at EGOT level, clearly pointing to Jennifer. It wasn't a soft launch, it was daylight. No cryptic captions, no PR maze, just two people saying it out loud. But the minute love goes public, the clock starts. Will it lead to a ring or a rumor storm?
On to the next one. Common confirms his relationship with Jennifer Hudson. After months of speculation, rapper and actor Common has seemingly confirmed his relationship with singer and talk show host Jennifer Hudson. Common somewhat made this known during his guest appearance on Jennifer Hudson's self-titled talk show.
Once the relationship went public, the conversation shifted from "are they together" to "when's the proposal?" And he poured fuel on that fire himself. In interviews, he didn't tiptoe. He said if marriage was in his future, it would be with Jennifer Kate Hudson. That single line became a headline machine. Fan pages froze frames looking for a band on her left hand. Blogs tracked every date night, every red carpet glance, every weekend trip that might double as a getaway turned engagement. But here's the reality check. There's energy, there's optimism, and then there's confirmation. And as of now, they haven't announced anything.
Are you the marrying type? Do you think this one could be the one?
We're going there.
I like that in you. I like that.
You're different.
Yeah.
You said it. You're I'm a different guy now.
Listen, I feel like I have grown, and the work that I've done on myself has allowed me to see that I am a marrying type. I am.
Buzz is loud. Decisions are private. So if there's no ring, why did people start reading the smallest moments like the sky was falling? A look, a seat change, a quick exchange at the All-Star game. Online detectives turned micro moments into "is it over" threads. One missed photo op became "they're avoiding each other." A quiet week turned into think pieces about distance. People parsed body language like it was a contract, crossed arms, quicker exits, fewer captions, instant storyline. Then, just as the rumor snowball picked up speed, new interviews landed.
Can I bring in the gifts?
I get a gift!
You get a couple more, yeah. All right, so.
You know I love a gift, man.
Yeah, I know you love a gift.
Okay.
Can we open it on?
Yes, come on.
Okay, all right.
Y'all can wait a few minutes. Let me open my gifts.
She can't wait.
Like that.
Child, what you give me?
Yo, Jennifer like gifts. She got different love languages, but she like.
Jennifer called him such a light. He described their bond as one of the greatest blessings of his life and said they're equally yoked. Those aren't dusty quotes, they're fresh. If the sky fell, the two people under it didn't get the memo. The gap between what fans read into and what they actually say is the entire internet in one sentence. But the louder the speculation gets, the more history gets dragged in. And that's where the narrative really catches fire. Scroll his timeline and you'll see a Hall of Fame roster. Erica, Serena, Taraji, Angela, Tiffany. For some viewers, that list becomes a shortcut. See, he never settles.
All right, y'all. Y'all know Common has never been married, but it seems like he might finally be ready to jump the broom. Well, he went on his girlfriend Jennifer Hudson's show, and she asked him about some of his recent comments on her and marriage.
I think they've already eloped. Remember I called it with Nelly and Ashanti? They's married.
But a highlight reel is not a personality test. He's already owned that old loop. The point of growth is whether you choose differently now. On her side, skeptics reach for yesterday's headlines, a long engagement that ended, a protective order chapter in 2017 that she later withdrew, and custody matters wrapped up years ago. Those were public, messy, and, importantly, finished. The problem is that old noise gets recycled into new evidence, even when it doesn't prove anything about today. Real people aren't their press clippings, and past turbulence doesn't automatically forecast the next storm.
I always love to leave you on a high note, and I don't do that well with crime, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Nicole said it best. The trauma of my mother's death is not the story of her life. Woo!
And that's the perfect setup for what comes next, the rumor economy, where a whisper outruns the facts every time. This is where the storyline stops being linear and starts being loud. Clips get stitched on TikTok, a blurry photo becomes a sighting, and the caption with zero context morphs into proof. Rumors suggest wandering eyes, other posts claim secret fallouts. A few even drift into armchair guesses about who wants commitment or who's into whom without a single credible source to back it up. Reports claim this, fans say that, but there's no on-record confirmation. No statements, no filings, no trusted reporting that clears the fog. It's been said that a pause between appearances equals a breakup, or that a quiet month equals a scandal. In reality, that's just how public figures survive hectic schedules. Until something is verified, it stays what it is. Speculation. Entertaining? Sure. Evidence? Not yet. So let's drop the static and look at the receipts that actually exist right now. Strip away the chatter and the receipts are pretty straightforward. They've worked together, shown up for each other's wins, and most importantly, kept speaking about each other with respect and warmth in recent interviews. That's not throwback praise from years ago. It's current. They dropped creative work side by side in 2024, kept the professional lane active, and let the personal lane stay theirs. No messy statements, no unfollows, no legal fireworks, and despite constant ring watch noise, there's still no official engagement announcement from either of them, because big decisions don't need a countdown clock. What is on record is simple. She calls him a light in her life, he calls their bond a blessing and says they're aligned. That's the temperature you can measure.
It's like coming to a family table and Uncle Al asking you all the questions. That's what happens. Welcome to the family.
Look, I mean, seeing her evolve and like, from an actress and singing, like just doing so many things, and now her talk show, it's like she's amazing, she's inspiring. I'm grateful to know.
Everything else is weather talk, which brings us to the only question that really matters. Who gets to write the story, the timeline, or the two people living it? The internet loves a neat ending, proposal or breakup, roses or rubble. Real life isn't that binary. Two adults with careers, families, and Chicago pride are allowed to move at a non-viral pace. Algorithms reward drama, relationships run on boring things, communication, timing, privacy. That mismatch is why tiny moments get overread and steady seasons get ignored. Maybe the lesson here isn't, will he settle or will she say yes, but whether both of them can keep choosing each other when nobody's watching. If wedding bells ring, we'll hear them. If the story shifts, we'll hear that too. Until then, the only honest position is curiosity without certainty, and respect for the parts we're not entitled to see. Now, zoom out one last time. What does this say about the way we watch love in public, and the narratives we write before the people in them do? The loudest voice isn't always the truest one. For now, the receipts point to two people who keep praising each other, creating together, and letting the rumor cycle spin without stepping into them. Maybe that's the real twist, choosing the relationship over the narrative. What do you think? Does the internet write love stories, or do the people in them still get the final word?